Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. I am Effa Azreen Mohamad from IMK 209 class. Today I would like to share about the processing methods, the physical properties, quality and stability of butter. So without further ado, let's get started. First of all, I will discuss about the processing methods of butter. Do you know butter is one of the products that made from milk? How come the milk turns into butter? So let me share with you. Milk is one of the oil in water emulsion, while butter is a water in oil emulsion. Colloidal system of emulsification is important to the structure, texture, and mouthfeel of the product. The dispersed phase is in liquid form, which is water, while continuous phase is in solid form, which is fat. The milk is received by lorry to the factory with optimum treatment. The raw milk will undergo separation process, where to separate the cream and skim milk before subjected to pasteurization. According to Food Regulation 1985, butter can be produced from cream that should not less than 80% of milk fat and should not more than 16% of water. Then, the milk is pasteurized at 71.1 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes by using low temperature a long time or 90 degrees Celsius for 16 seconds by using high temperature short time, which is most of the treatment that required for fluid milk. This will lead to nearly 99% destruction of microorganisms in the milk. After that, we will proceed with inoculation process. The starter culture will be used to inoculate the milk. The culture will produce acid during ripening to suppress the growth of spoilage that causing by microorganisms such as proteolytic and lipolytic pseudomonas. And then, ripening process will start at 15 degrees Celsius, about 20 hours. During ripening, aging and crystallization will occur. Crystallization is playing crucial role to provide consistency of a fat produced in the butter. It highly contributes to the hardness, viscosity, plasticity, and spreading ability. For instance, soft fat has low melting fatty acid, and at room temperature, the fat has large continuous fat phase with low solid phase. Next is churning process to remove the buttermilk. Churning process is highly crucial where the fatty acid in the cream break open to release the entrapped fat molecule. The hydrophobic fat molecules clump together and mix to form larger fat globules that coalesce into larger solid fat droplets. Therefore, the buttermilk is strained and the butter grains become butter. The condition for churning process is 14 degrees Celsius for 2 minutes at 1000 rpm. As you can see, we can spread the buttermilk and butter grains by using churning process with the optimum condition. And then, we will proceed to working process. Salt and water will be used during the working and standardization process. Water at 12 degrees Celsius is used to drain the leftover of buttermilk from the churning process. Meanwhile, salt and permitted coloring substance can be used for the color and taste of the butter. Finally, when the butter is ready, we can use the multi-layer packing foil of aluminium with printing to wrap the butter. It can protect the butter from external environments like light, humidity, gases, and odors. Besides, it can provide protection against the contamination with the yeast, mold, and bacteria. Moreover, it is convenient to the retailers and consumers to identify the product. After that, it is important to store the butter at 10 degrees Celsius to avoid it melt and keep the solid fat matrix get trapped even more longer. It has to transport either frozen or chilled. For frozen transportation of butter, temperature range is -16 until -18 degrees Celsius, while for chilled transport, temperature range is about 1 until 4 degrees Celsius. Now, we will move to physical properties of butter. There are a few of physical properties that I will discuss, which are color, shape and size, structure, texture, and rheology. First is color. Color is the most crucial image feature that will affect the consumer perception of quality. As we know, butter is yellow, but milk is white. So, why it changed in color? This is due to the beta-carotene that have yellow pigment. It is depends to the feed used and the breed of the cows. But we can use permitted coloring substance to make it more attractive. Next, we will move to the size and shape. Size and shape are very important feature since it can determine the loss of products during processing and the final product yields. Butter has traditionally been made into small and rectangular blocks by means of a pair of wooden butter paddles. In Malaysia, it is specified and measured by weight only, which is gram. The third physical property is structure. From the figure of butter structure, it is produced right after the crystallization and churning process. The size and extent of crystal networks within the globules and within the non-globular phase, there is control to a large extent by milk fat's variable composition and by the aging process. The extent of globular versus non-globular fat is controlled to a large extent also by the amount of physical working applied to the butter post-churning. And then, we will move to the texture. The textural properties of butter, such as hardness, spreadability, graininess, brittleness, oiliness, and stickiness, can be determined using CT3 texture analyzer. The texture of butter can vary depending on the temperature, origin of the milk or oil, and the fat content. Texture is a result of the established fat crystalline network that result in desired smoothness. And then we have rheology. Butter is an example of plastic flow or Bingham rheology. There is upon application of force, the product tends to yield or undergo permanent deformation. It influences the spreadability, taste, mouthfeel, appearance, and its switchability for the various uses. However, how to maintain the quality and stability of butter? There are a few analyses can be performed to ensure the consistency of the butter. First of all is texture analysis. Texture properties such as hardness, spreadability, graininess, and brittleness can be measured by using CT3 texture analyzer or LFRA texture analyzer. It is depend on the temperature, origin of the milk, and fat content. For instance, larger fat crystal and hard solids content to make a harder, grainy, and more brittle. Therefore, it is important to use the optimum amount of it for high quality of the butter. And then, we will move to the color analysis. Beta-carotene analysis is performed to saponify trans beta-carotene. It is using ethanoic potassium hydroxide solution for 16 hours at room temperature and extracted once with ethanol hexane, which is ratio 4:3 volume per volume, and 2 times with hexane by a reverse phase HPLC with a UV diode array detector at 452 nanometer. The third is sensory analysis. Sensory evaluation is the key component of food production strategy. Reliable and accurate analysis can help with recipe refinement, product development, and comparable market research. It is using hedonic scale to measure the properties such as taste, flavor, texture, appearance, aroma, and color by human. Finally is thermal analysis. The composition of different fatty acids can be determined by using differential scanning calorimeter. The type and amount of fat in butter is highly crucial for the consistency of the product. It is very high in saturated fatty acid, which is about 70%, and holds a fair amount of monounsaturated fatty acid, which is about 25%. So that's all from me. Thank you for watching.